Ohio State is back in the win column. Probably not the way that they wanted to get there, but it's a 21-17 victory for the Buckeyes over Nebraska. We're hanging out just behind the Ohio State press conference room, seeing if Cody Simon's going to sneak back through here. He played a whale of a football game on defense for Ohio State, which had to lean on the Silver Bullets for a lot of help. Oof, notebook almost slips right out of my hand. Can't have any fumbles in here. Wild game. Certainly not the one anybody expected. Here comes Cody Simon right here. Cody, can we follow you for a second, my friend? Only one bag of ice. Do you not need way more than that? You were throwing your body around all day.
There'll be a little more condescending, but
After these 2 weeks and everyone asking about the defense, and you had to come out on Wednesday night and take some tough questions, for you to set the tone the way you did, how gratifying is that for you?
well, it's more about just that week of work that we had, the 2 weeks really. We had some tough conversations as a defense as well. And we really got back to work, and we wanted to send a message and have an edge. So it wasn't perfect, but we got the job done, and we could build on that for next week.
When you play a game like this and you make as many tackles, when you fly around, when you put your body on the line, kind of joking about just the one bag of ice, what's it take to recover from a game like this?
Just sleep and a bunch of ice. That's really it.
Sleep in a bunch of ice?
Sleep in a bunch of ice.
All right. Well, congrats on the win. Thanks. Appreciate the time, Cody. All right. So, Cody Simon. What a performance. Well, look, it's television's Adam King. Hello. Hey, it's great to see you.
Great to meet you.
What did you think of this performance today?
Whatever your thoughts on targeting calls are, don't throw cheese cups at people in suits. It's here. We're going to step this way. We're going to step this way because we're in.
Where's the cheese?
I dodged it.
You saw it coming?
I was lucky enough to miss it by an inch. I think it was Berm. The officer looked right at Berm, and I thought it must have been.
Berm doesn't use cheese cups.
You got hit by a bottle of water.
Should have taken off.
Yeah, they all went under the. I didn't know that. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's bad.
Don't throw things on the field.
Lesson number 1: don't throw things on the field. And lesson number 2 is players grab pizza first, so you're going to have to wait for that.
So you wait and you just hope that there's enough pizza.
Yeah.
But some of them grab like 6, which I understand. I didn't play today, but
they worked up an appetite.
They did. I thought today was unlike anything we've seen in the Ryan Day era. Typically, Ryan finds a way to win these games down the stretch, and he did. Listen, it's a lot easier to learn from winning. I don't think anybody walked into that locker room in a great mood. I don't think anybody walked out in a great mood. But the thing is, if they walk into Penn State next week and win the game, which they're very capable of, nobody's ever going to talk about this game other than, the wild targeting ending.
Well, Arvell Reese might talk about it going into the week ahead, but we'll see. Who was your player of the game?
It's a good. I think you can give it to Hancock. I mean, he makes a lot of great plays that people don't see, but then also to kind of finally get one in a spotlight.
Seal it up. Yeah. All right. I'll probably see you again.
Yeah, I'll probably see you like 8 more times.
Yeah, that would be great. Ty, congrats on the win.
Yeah, thank you.
For a defensive line perspective, like the last 2 weeks, there was so much talk about you guys. To bring some of the energy that you all did, to make one of the big plays that you did, just a gratifying experience for you guys up front this week.
It was definitely a big deal, being able to go out there as a D-line. We had a lot of things to prove. A lot of people doubting us day in and day out, and that comes from being at Ohio State. We just stick together, so we go out there and play as a unit, play as a team. There's nothing you can stop us with.
It sounds like you were doing a lot of yelling. Where's your voice at? I mean, you're always quiet, but it's gone.
Out there yelling, it's exciting to be out there. So, I lost my voice a little bit. Just proud of my guys for making plays, and I'm making plays. So, just happy to be there.
That must have been the anger that Coach Day and Coach Jay were talking about. All right, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Ty Hamilton. All right, couple players already popping out here. Look at Quinn Temple over here, again in the spotlight. Justin Fry sneaking out here with Zen Mahalski's family. Tough break. Quinn, are you going to you got to keep these penalties from happening. This is on you.
I agree.
I'm having to watch you too much.
Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, okay.
Including myself.
When that happens, I don't want to get anyone in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is going through your mind when you know that maybe that calls
back? Keep him back, and then hope that the ref understands.
It looked like there may have been contact.
No.
Okay. I'll make it with you.
There you go.
All right. So, again, Ohio State can smile a little bit. They won. Are they going to be thrilled when they get into practice, go out Sunday, review champions, like, are they going to feel incredibly good about it? I doubt that very much. But the situation certainly could have been a lot worse. And I don't want the notebook. I don't think snap judgments. I don't think any of that is going to be about silver linings. That's not the way Ohio State operates. That's not its standard. That's not the way that it handles its business. And I think that there's a lot we're going to be critical of it. And I think the truth of the matter is that Ryan Day and Ohio State are going to be way more critical than anybody else once they get into it. This Nebraska team is physical, well coached, but they also lost a week ago to Indiana 56-7. So is this the kind of performance that you would accept? You accept the result. Is it the one that's going to give you momentum heading into play Penn State next week? Almost certainly not, and especially because as we saw Justin Fry and the Michalski family walking past there in the end, they were struggling as it was with the offensive line in Zen Michalski's first start, and then he gets hurt in the fourth quarter. Excuse us. And suddenly the Buckeyes are going to have to go back to the drawing board. I think, we'll get to all of that. Donovan Jackson popped out there to left tackle. Buckeyes finished 1 for 10 on third downs, 1 for 2 on fourth down. Couldn't run the football again. They did some encouraging stuff through the air, throwing deep balls early on. That's how they built the lead. Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith, both scoring to build that early lead, but couldn't sustain it because they couldn't pass protect. They couldn't run block consistently. You saw, I think maybe whether that was Will Howard in the second half getting a little bit jumpy, realizing that the pressure was going to get to him, whether that was Quinshawn Judkins and Travion Henderson trying to maybe do too much, trying to, bounce something outside, make an extra thing happen. It just didn't connect the way that you expect to see an Ohio State offense. Clearly, they scored 21 points. So let's get some more players going through here. Well, maybe we'll grab one more on the way out, but see what the mood is as for everybody coming through. First quarter, thought there was an opportunity there. We talked about Lorenzo Styles starting, and I looked up the last time two brothers started in the lineup for Ohio State was in the end of the 2010 season with Justin and Zach Bourne. Lorenzo Styles went out there to start at safety without Lathan Ransom, got called back. Ohio State went with Jalen McClain. They were doing, I'd like to get some more insight on the decision making. It was like line changes between the base personnel and the nickel with Arvell Reese, Jordan Hancock, who sealed the game there with the interception at the end, Jalen McClain playing back, and then Lorenzo Styles. Like they got a little disjointed. Seth, he's hungry. He's going to eat some pizza. We'll let him go. I think Will Howard is going to be coming through. We'll get him in a minute. Everyone crowding around here. Let's get through the first quarter. Carnell Tate, I thought he's continuing to come along. If he played for almost any other program in the country, you'd be hearing about him as a Bolitnikoff finalist. Like I believe he is that good, and he's sometimes Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Ibuka they soak up so much attention that you don't notice what Carnell Tate does, but he gets the deep touchdown early on, gets behind coverage, play a little play action ball. Ryan Day was joking a little bit in his press conference about trying to launch balls on Ohio State's defense. We spent all week talking about that comment. It was like he kind of maybe misunderstood the question. I don't think that there was actually any, doubt, uncertainty, inability for Will Howard to throw the field. Ohio State just really hadn't done it that much. They did in the first half. That's where their points came from. And I thought maybe we would see that more because it seemed pretty clear early on that Nebraska's front was going to have more success than not as Ohio State was working through some things with Zen Michalski at left tackle. They put Austin Sareveld in there at right guard at stretch in the second quarter. Stuff just really wasn't working. They had bad pass protection, couldn't move the ball on the ground. They missed the field goal that could have maybe changed the complexion of this game at the end of the second quarter. Weren't able to do that. I mean, we're going to be spending more time talking about the plays that Ohio State didn't make probably than the ones that they did. Whether that's fair or not will be up to anybody else to decide. But, even when you talk about the defensive effort, 13 tackles for loss, I believe they finished with. You look at that and you'd say, man, that's a heck of a performance. To me, in real time, I'm sitting in the press box thinking, well, how many idiotic screens is Nebraska going to dial up? Ohio State can defend that better than anybody else. In times when they just wanted to line up and bring pressure with 4 and send Jack Sawyer or JT Tuimoloau, a lot of that was not getting home against Nebraska. And Dylan Raiola created some of the biggest offense in the first half with is facing 3rd and 10, and he runs for 38 yards to key their opening scoring drive. They only got a field goal there, so it's a matter of perspective. Again, Ohio State got off the field a lot. They forced Nebraska into field goals. In that third quarter, they got the massive stop. I wrote, it was the red alert moment right here, and that's for not just the game, but like maybe Ryan Day's career at Ohio State. If you lose this game, my goodness, the conversations that we would be having after consecutive losses, and then with what's on the line going into Penn State for them next week. Ryan Day is again trying to emphasize that they got into a tough game. They don't play a lot of these, and that maybe there is a benefit to them. This is not a silver lining program. They are the silver bullet program. They're trying to leave no doubt and knock them out. That was the mantra. That's really not happening. It definitely didn't happen today, despite some opportunities where they could have done so. I think you're going to see a frustrated team, and maybe next week is when you actually see an angry football team show up to play Penn State. Because my personal opinion of what we saw, I thought there were long stretches where the Buckeyes were not playing with the type of energy that you would expect in a game like this. Now they answered the bell in the fourth quarter. Jordan Hancock gets the interception. You mentioned the stop in the goal line, 4th and 1. A great play from Cody Simon to get the feet. Davison Igbinosun goes upstairs to get the stop down there. But you see, just penalties. You see, lack of execution, your inability to sustain drives. These are things that Ohio State can't afford to do. They got away with it today, but there shouldn't be any confusion about what Nebraska is compared to what's left on Ohio State's schedule. Not just going to Penn State, but the way that Indiana has been playing throughout the course of this season. You know what's going on in the rivalry. This is not a very good Michigan team, but Michigan is a better version of Nebraska. They don't have Dylan Raiola, but clearly Nebraska didn't trust Dylan Raiola to go win this game with, again, that volume of screens that they dialed up. But, Ty Hamilton, a third quarter sack there, talked to Cody Simon. Both of those guys really keyed this effort for Ohio State. It's a win. Is it going to feel good for anybody? No, probably not. But, Sasan's right here to handle the security. You got a lot of concern over around here?
Everything went to script, including the bottle throwing.
Oh, yeah? What's your role in a bottle throwing scenario?
Stand and watch.
Stand and watch? Did you get hit?
Actually, I got wet. Somebody threw a beer on me.
Well,
And I laughed at the fact that they spent $14 to get my hair wet.
You got a free beer.
This didn't work.
Well, good. Dangerous. People shouldn't be doing that. I think that's the end result. All right. Yeah, so that can't happen. You're good, Clay. Go do your thing. Clay doesn't want it. He's done being on camera. We can't.
I meant to give you credit for the Hancock and
What, the interception?
no, Lorenzo replacing.
Oh.
And so I didn't ask you before. So now that it was correct, I'm now going to give
Given
you
props
credit.
after the
Yeah.
fact?
I
Well,
just wasn't sure.
you have to earn it. That's it. It's not given. That's right. Clay Hall, the legend. See ya. I think they're wrapping up everybody down here at Berm, so maybe we should do the same. We have a lot more to talk about and dissect. This is pretty cool. Seth McLaughlin's still hanging out over here. I thought we were going to let him go just eat pizza, but he's signing some autographs. Look at this Berm, like just a good dude. He's been a nice asset for the program. There's no doubt about that. Players hanging out with their families. Like, again, they're going to celebrate a win. I think probably tomorrow or today, Sunday, as you're watching this, the Buckeyes will go in and really pick this apart, know that they're going to have to make some improvements. Because Penn State represents a big notch up. Not just it's on the road, it's maybe game day will be there, who knows, whatever, big noon kickoff. I'm told that maybe both presidential candidates are going to be there. So we have a lot to discuss in the week ahead about Ohio State, and we'll get to that. We'll have more snap judgments. We'll be at Roosters on Monday. We will have everything else throughout the week ahead. But this has been The Notebook on the podcast. Thanks to Berm for the camera work. Thanks to Cody Simon and Ty Hamilton and Quinn Temple. and Adam King for joining us. And that's it. I'm Austin Ward. Ohio State's a winner, 21-17. We'll see you next time.